by the penis. Strong enough for a man, but women like it too. And by the God whistle. It's a special whistle only he can hear. And by conditioned response coffee. Smell that coffee really wakes you up, doesn't it? That's because it's conditioned response coffee. And by the Last Supper action figures. Judas sold separately. And by KFC. Everybody needs a little KFC. That good home cooking just melts in your mouth. Then again, so does the mercury from a thermometer. Wrong Hero is also brought to you by Spam Light. Only half the hog eyelids and brains of Rangers. And by the beer for breakfast diet. Brain fat just melts away like magic. And by the X-Lax side. Shed ugly brown pounds in seconds. And by Subvert the Dominant Paradigm, MasterCard and Visa. And also, Wrong Hero has been brought to you by Stuck in the 60s Incense. Inner City Rage Potpourri. Oppression Perfume. And from the makers of Silly String, Silly Putty, and Silly Sand, Silly Dynamite, Silly Plastique, and new Silly Plutonium. The Wrong Hero is also brought to you by Conspiracy Theory Peanut Butter. You'll never make it stick. And The Wrong Hero has also been brought to you by Pitifully Lonely Frozen Dinners. There are a fine line of yogurts. Social Outcast Yogurt, Kundalini Yogurt, Death County Yogurt, He-Man Bacon Yogurt, Octogenarian Goat Herd Yogurt, and new Walt Disney Frozen Yogurt. Hi, I'm The Wrong Hero. I'm so tender and juicy you might be tempted to eat me with a fork, but don't. You won't want to miss one drop of the goodness. Yeah, it was about Easter time, and I was thinking, Ted Turner bought up the rights to It's a Wonderful Life, which is like the traditional Christmas thing, Christmas movie, and they only show it once a year now. It used to be you could see it on every channel. It was like, Arts and Entertainment was the Hitler channel. Every other channel was the It's a Wonderful Life channel, but now it's just once a year. Like, they shouldn't show it around Christmas. They should show it around Easter, because it's really the story of Christ, his crucifixion and redemption, right? And It's a Wonderful Life is like our passion play at Oberammergau, right? But it's set in Grover's Corners instead of Oberammergau. And instead of sturdy peasant women and their husbands portraying the lead roles, it's, Jimmy Stewart and all these other cats. Mr. Potter's always been my favorite. I want to live in Potterstown. Fuck Grover's Corners, man. What a snooze. Pottertown, that's the place for me. It's a wide open town, red light district, bars selling illegal hooch at all hours of the day and night. Well, we don't like any sissy drinks around here. We serve hard liquor to guys that want to get drunk fast. That's my philosophy, right? But I was thinking, since it is our passion play in a sense, why confine it to Jimmy Stewart? Why not have other Hollywood celebrities take a crack at some of the great scenes from It's a Wonderful Life? Like, the stuff about, please, Mr. Gower, you're hurting my sore ear. It's like, why don't you deliver those pills to the drugstore? It's poison, I tell you, it's poison. The little girl will die if I give her those pills. Or the thing where there's a run on the bank, and it's like, don't you see what's happening here? Mr. Potter's going to give you 50 cents on the dollar. He'll get all your money. And all your savings and loan will go to nothing, because Mr. Potter will run the town. Or, George, I want to offer you $20,000 a year to work for me. Well, I have no time, Mr. Potter. Or, and of course, Mr. Potter steals the money from stupid Uncle Billy. Uncle Billy, what a character. There's one in every family. But anyway, I was thinking, why not get some more up-to-date contemporary stars? Well, Rodney Dangerfield, he's 75 years old. He's about as old as Jimmy Stewart. But I'd love to see Rodney Dangerfield in It's a Wonderful Life. We'd be like, hey, Gower, what you doing pulling on the shore you go to Penn State? Well, if you give those pills to a little girl, you'll be in the state pen. Yeah, well, you'll be taking 2 steps downward, literally and socially. I don't know, Mr. Potter. Well, instead of jerking my ear, I'm gonna just go jerking up on the back of the yeah, or maybe Bill Cosby in the scene from the Run on the Bank. Don't you understand what Mr. Potter is trying to do? If you take the money from my bank and give it to Mr. Potter, he will control the town. What's that? You want me to take my money from my honeymoon and give it to you? So, anyway, I know that's just a thought. Just a thought. Yeah. I'd like to leave you with some of what I call the wisdom of the hero. You know, folks say, let me get on team here. You know, folks say I've got my grandfather's smile. That's because I'm wearing his dentures. Some people say that I'm fat. Well, I prefer to think of it as pathologically husky, if you please. So please, in the future. Now, some people say that the wrong hero is a non-violent hypocrite. You believe me, don't you? Or do you want some trouble? You know, I sleep with a different woman every night. Actually, it's the same woman with a multiple personality disorder, but hey. Isn't it funny how everybody else always ruins it for a few assholes? It's the story of my life. You know, why buy a cow if milk is cheap? For that matter, why buy anything if you're sturdy enough to beg? Nothing. Now, I'm here to tell you, you don't need drugs. Give them to me. And here's a message for the kids, my public service message. Kids, stay in school, because we don't want you around here. You know, I can start drinking anytime I want to. I can see a thing with my glasses. I know a man who had the weight of the world on his shoulders, and his head was completely crushed. As for me, I was born under a lucky star. And it felt so good when they pried it off of me. I don't intend to dwell on the mistakes I've made in the past. I think instead I'm going to dwell on the mistakes I intend to make in the future. Nice thing about being in jail, your parents always know where you are. And that's a nice feeling. You know, there's nothing new under the sun. It's probably all burned and crispy and green. You know, someone's probably trying to sell it at a flea market somewhere, asking way too much because it has great sentimental value to them and nobody else. Well, you know, it just goes to show you can't love God unless God loves himself. I had a stupid hemorrhage. That's because I wasn't smart enough to have a cerebral hemorrhage. I know that somewhere out there there's a bullet with my name on it. It's been writing bad checks all over town, that's how I know. Well, you know what I think? I think that a socialist is a hobo with a PhD. My motto is, Lord, give me patience. Now! now, what is your power, rock hero? People often ask me. Not really, I'm just making this up as a rhetorical point. But my power is to make the other heroes doubt themselves, basically. I turn heroes into Hamlets. I turn Supermen into invalids and vice versa. For example, when I come around Superman, he starts doubting himself. Can I really fly when, according to the laws of physics, this is impossible? Is it really right for me to show off with this gaudy, brightly colored costume? Maybe I should get something a little more low-key, some camo. Maybe I should call myself Man, just to wake up with the everyday guy. And I go to visit Batman in the Batcave. Batman, he knows where our Batcave is. We'll have to kill him, Robin. It's like, come to think of it, maybe not. Robin, I'm bored with fighting crime. I'm bored with being a millionaire philanthropist playboy. I think I'll just give all my money to all the crooks, and then there'll be no more crime. In fact, Robin, the Batcave is beginning to bore me. The Batmobile bores me. And you, Robin, you are beginning to bore me. Now, when I meet up with the Hulk, we have a lot in common. It's like he totally changes. Hulk, nurture. Hulk, use syntax. Hulk, become philosopher king. Hulk, explore the Heidegger uncertainty prism. Hulk, theorize that if one examines something intently, then it changes the very nature of the thing which is being examined by the virtue of examining it. And the Flash, I really did a number on him. It's like, if I can run at the speed of light, wouldn't my legs fly out of my sockets? How does that work? And the Submariner, can I really breathe water? Can those little wings on my ankle really sustain flight? And most importantly, is it Submariner or Submariner? Am I really the king of an undersea kingdom that nobody's ever heard of and is recognized by no government on Earth? Captain America, it's like, well, this shield deflects bullets, but why don't the crooks just make bullets that are made of the same material as the shield? And they can kill me. No thanks, I'm hanging this one up. Besides, I don't like being called Cap. It's too familiar. Or Wonder Woman, How is it, if I'm an Amazon, then why do I have 2 breasts? And if I'm a feminist, then why do I wear this skimpy outfit? And the Silver Surfer, it's like, a bald guy with a surfboard. Am I a hero or just a guy undergoing a baby boomer with a midlife crisis here? And the Human Torch. The thing uses me as a cigar lighter. They call me Arson Boy behind my back. Is it hot in here or is it just me? And the Thing, it's like, I'm built like a brick shithouse, literally. That's my power. What good is it? They spray graffiti on my back. The Invisible Girl. It's like, I vanish whenever there's trouble. That's something I have in common with every deadbeat dad in the country. What kind of power is that? And Mr. Fantastic. What? I'm just Plastic Man and Mr. Elastic and the Elongated Man with no sense of humor. So I can stretch. So can a piece of gum. And Spider-Man. I'm just an emotionally challenged insect. I shouldn't be doing this. And of course, Mickey Mouse. When I come near Mickey Mouse, he realizes what Mickey Mouse really stands for. MIC, Military Industrial Complex. KEY, Keynesian Economic Yoke. MOUSE, more United States engulfment. Walt Disney and Joe Stalin are one and the same. Disneyland, Siberia. I mean, lying in state in a frozen coffin. The parallels are just like one after another, after another, after another. So, anyways, I'll quit while I'm still ahead. Before I do, I gotta tell you about this Dick Tracy comic I read in 1990. It was the greatest thing I ever saw in my life. It's like, This ex-convict is climbing on board of a boxcar, and the concerned railroad detective is saying, "Stay warm, stay out of trouble." And the convict is shown thinking, "I've got 15 years of hate to keep me warm, and trouble is all I know." And that can stand as my epitaph for the evening. Thank you all very much. Questions?
Wasn't it Bedford Falls, not Grover's Corner?
You're right. It was Bedford Falls.
Grover's Corner is from play.
Oh, that's our town. My God.
Bedford Falls. And I was just imagining what it would be like if instead of Jimmy Stewart, Michael Jackson played the part.
Oh!
And then he'd go, let's keep this town clean. We're only men, wear makeup, and no one has sex except for artificial insemination.
Mr. Potter, you're hurting my sore ear, and it feels so good. Will you do that again, Mr. Potter? That's right, do me. I know superhero comics and Great. One of them flatters me. Which one? The one on the left. The other one is brutally realistic. Oh my.
You just talked about Superman doubting himself. Yes. I'm trying to encourage myself.
Well, thank you. I'm going to keep those pictures with your permission.
Oh, absolutely.
Very nice.
So what other kind of art do you do? Do you do slower drawings, like creating?
What do you think, Francis?
Cool.
You enjoy the video?
I used to do some portraits from photographs.
Well, you never can tell what's going to work and what isn't, huh?
Well,
That's the totally diet, but the products,
And for
it's
myself,
about the
to
products.
draw.
Totally.
Because I don't like to do quick,
yes,
you know, I like to
indeed.
do personal stuff. Well, I do.
These are classics.
Good. I wish they were, man.
Well, maybe you can steal it. No,
I try to ones that don't work. No, I had to learn to draw fast when I was in art school studying history, because we had like what we call thumbnail sketches of slides that went on. You had about 3 seconds to catch the
Wow.
And so that's when you travel, and I do landscape, and you have to catch it right out there. You don't come back 3 days later, the light's gonna be different. You have to catch it, you have to get your sketch and whatever.
I suppose if I had to, but I never, developed the skill to do it that way. I enjoy
Those
doing
products,
it.
What happens is when you work fast,
I've been helping them, you fool, for 8 years. They better damn well go. Yeah, that some of it's new.
Yeah.
Well,
Now,
your
this was
intuition
an
takes
ESP 20s,
over.
I knew they were.
And you have this,
Those guys are
develop
chumps. They
your
don't have
intuition
anything.
also,
Yeah.
So we were working on that.
Once I painted a picture of someone,
These are wonderful life things.
and it was
Friends that I'm
expressing
working on last
something,
week. We got the funniest thing, ever.
and I didn't know why.
Nobody else thought it was
This other
nobody,
person
yeah.
I tried it on
said,
Tom Blue. I tried it on David
And
Mann.
then
I tried it on Margie.
I
No,
later
one of them
understood
even
the
cracked
reason why
a
that
smile.
person
It's
would
like,
be
you
sad,
are
but it
annoying,
came out
you
in the
insect
painting
man.
when I didn't know it.
Yeah.
See,
Well, I
no.
think
Every time I follow your damn fool advice,
But it was something that came through me that I didn't
it's
know.
worth a try. I'm not doing it.
is it possible to get a cab or anybody to Boston by chance? Drive to Boston.
Yeah, but why don't you, well, I guess we're at the end of
Oh, thank you. I enjoy. Was that, you do this thing where you like look like you're on driving and you roll your eyes out?
Now
Is
you
that
want
like a
us to,
technique?
film
No, I didn't know. Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was like a technique. I didn't know. I thought it was like you were trying to look like you were like, high or something. You shut your eyes. I guess it just happens naturally. You shut your eyes and then you like,
He was doing Kundalini yoga on stage.
So that also for me.
There you go.
Your eyes are up when you shut your eyes.
I used to do
Turn
that.
it
was trying to tame like a lot of that anxiety. Channel it.
When Elvis Costello appeared on Saturday Night Live, he was looking at the fretboard.
The whole time?
Yeah. He was scared.
Well, I used to always be looking for a band, so say what I've said, I always said, even though at this point I've given up, is I'm still looking for a band. I mean, I love to sing. I always wanted a band, and when I couldn't find one.
Go to the blues jam at the Middle East on Saturday afternoons.
Really?
Yeah, check that out. A lot of people hang out there, and you can do amazing
I've
things.
heard of,
It would go over big time.
I didn't know there was a blues jam there. Do you have to pay anything?
Yeah, I think it's $2.
And what, every Saturday? What
Every
time?
Saturday, 3 o'clock.
And then I just said, wow, this is a tough area. And the other part, whenever I'm in Central Square, it seems like that area right there is a little tough. Like once I stopped my car for 5 minutes, and this guy came up and banged on the window and said, please give me, $1.79 for the subway. And,
It's the oldest
he
scam
was
in
like
the book.
banging on the window, and I was scared, so I like gave him some money because he was like banging on the window. And
I had a guy come to me at a gas station and say, can you give me $1? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have money on it. That wasn't a very smart thing to say, actually. Well, give me the card. It was like, you give me $1. It's like, if you don't, then you're the scum of the earth, and I hate you. You just never know.
You never can tell.
In the midst of life, we are in the midst of death.
no, we're not.
Oh, come on. Just for the sake
That's
of
the
argument.
delusion of your mind and the delusion of our mind.
As opposed to the illusions of your what? Arm, leg?
No, as opposed to the reality of life, which is for limited time only.
Limited time only. Life for a limited time only. 70 years. Guarantee you, for all time. I love that song.
Thank you.
You know what song?
What's your name? I don't want to call you Goldilocks, but you're curly hair, but you're not gold.
Chris.
Chris, I'm sorry. I just didn't know what to call you. So
That's okay.
I can live with Goldilocks, sweetheart.
If they just put a little lighter in there.
I was trying to figure out what the chords were in Afterlife. It looked like you were just going, you're going back and forth, and it was like just two, you were doing like an E chord,
Kind of like
bar
a,
chord, major chord.
on the verse section, I'm kind of just doing like, I'm holding just a fifth, like on A, so it's like, I'm playing like a lot of open strings and just like kind of fretting like a E on my
E-I-O-U.
Do you think Ray Davies was
G
making
and
a pun when he
G
said, don't you fret
strings.
now?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know. No, I'm not sophisticated enough to really understand. I probably shouldn't ask.
It's like a partial chord for the verses.
Well, thank you for explaining about Kundalini Yoga to me, because years ago, I saw people like pulling things out of their nose, like they were putting like,
Oh,
like
so
they
we
were
do
putting
that in the
Kleenex
rock-
up one
that's-
side and pulling out the other.
That's why we get
I
banned
thought,
in
oh
rock
my God, am I going to have to
clubs.
do
We pull
that?
things out of.
And I was so glad that the thing that I got into didn't require that, because I was afraid, because these people were outside. The first time I saw a teacher
Right.
who I have been involved with for a long, long time, these people were outside doing these strange things and wearing white clothes, and I thought, oh my God, this is what I'm going to have to do, and I was so relieved that it wasn't. Because I trouble my nose. I don't think I could pull all those things in and out of my nose.
I know, that's kind of a strange thing.
I mean, I didn't want to do it.
That movie on Crumb.
Oh, you see that?
No, I
Yeah.
didn't. I heard
His
about it.
brother, like, what did he do? He swallowed a long swallow. I mean, like, real long, swallowed it and kept swallowing it for days, and finally, like,
What?
what was it that? Like a absorbent cotton strand,
Okay.
and it basically came out the other end, and just sort of flossed his.
Oh, yeah.
Is this true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw it with our own eyes.
And then did he pull it out?
Well, we didn't see that end of it.
No, I mean, I don't understand. Like,
Couldn't you just
could
take
you
some
pull it
cold?
back
No,
up?
I don't. I know. I think he just like passes the whole thing and like it absorbs toxins in his digestive system. Is that?
Sounds like a clean sweep. I mean, if who knows, maybe it's a good thing. I be explained in words. It's shown by the teacher when you feel that you're ready and you ask him, and he shows it to you. And we have programs where we see videos of him, but he's traveling all over the world right now. I don't know where he is.
It's kind of you to invite us.
Huh?
It's kind of you to invite us.
Okay. Well, it's not that I do it because I'm kind. I do it because it's what I mean. It's everything to me. It's the most real thing in my life. It's my life, my love, and the teacher that is everything to me. And he wants people to know about it, and he doesn't advertise. He says, "You're my advertisement."
Well, for Chris doesn't need it because he has Francis. Francis is his avatar.
I would say avatar, is that wrong? Avatar, it's because I read this parody of Bob Dylan, and it went, what kind of world is this in where poets ain't got a pot to piss in, and avatars make more than movie stars, and they're spotting on the plane of jars when you happen to be winning. Down.
I don't know what you're talking about. I guess it was just a joke too.
It's all right, Mom, only kidding.
No, I mean, it wasn't a joke to you, but that's okay. You don't have to comment.
You know what Shakespeare says?
wasn't a joke.
Jesters off do prophets prove.
I don't mean to be overly serious.
Jesters
It's just
off do
funny because
prophets prove.
right away somebody made a joke like he doesn't need it because blah blah blah. So you know, I don't know what to say. It's just this person, this individual
Shouldn't feel that way.
teacher showed me my heart and soul, and you know, it's like incredible.
Steve was just being tactless.
As he is wont to be.
He didn't want to hurt your feelings. Like I said, he's the kindest man in the world. Steve. But sometimes he lets his mouth run away with it. I know because I'm from Pittsburgh, and so is he. We always do that.
Is he from Pittsburgh too?
He sure is.
That's not how you know him, though.
No. Strangely enough.
This is a nice little thing. I like that. Building a rainbow.
I wanted to do the,
Yes, it's two separate rooms, but you can't go in the other way.
Sort of, kind of a bottleneck.
You know, it was so nice. The performances were so nice, but I also felt like, wow, there's so many unusual, different people here. I don't know them, and so it's kind of like everybody files in and everybody files out. It's nice to like get to know people.
Chat, yeah.
Well, you know, people know each other. I mean, I don't know anybody here except for Mark and Steve that I know. Different Steve.
Funny.
show you dog.
Okay. Show you right?
Show you dog.
What's on the table, friend?
I have no idea. I'm sorry I recorded over it.
So you're, let's see, what's his name?
Steve is with it.
Is this Steve? Are you Steve? You're Steve.
His name sounds like a sneeze.
So
It's good. It's one time.
God bless you, and here's a
so you done it? So you feel like you want to try to pull people into schools and things?
I might, I don't know. It's just starting out.
Yeah. I got a little, I mean, I applied like different things in a couple of places. I get discouraged really. I live in Newton, so like about 6 years ago, I volunteered in the school to try to get in. And these people came and they took notes while I was speaking, but they never once looked at my face. And then they left, and then they said I wasn't good enough. But they were two parents, and then I just gave up on them. And I applied for arts grant. I applied to do it that way. You know, where I don't know if you know anything about that. They have a whole thing where you can apply for grants. Yeah, well, the schools, because the schools, in other words, the schools get that through the arts thing. It's like a field called,
accolades.
mascots of the arts. So, well, I did that. I applied for that about 3 years ago.
Wait till you see the one
They
that's
seemed to
coming
all
up.
like it, but I didn't get it.
Uh-oh.
And then they
You're
said,
in real trouble now.
very special
See,
arts.
it's just that I'm like, I want that song, Refrigerator Door.
You like that?
Yeah, I do. I love the cello. I say that you entered a third stage.
It's different, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when they send my
This
stuff
volume
back,
is really different.
am I
They
boring?
really, they kind of bring things to a,
Oh, it's just.
they lose the experimental bent. It
I
just
don't
becomes
need
scary.
you
know,
you're not interested.
They're all willing to practice like twice a week and do gigs at least once or twice a week, so things have been progressing really quickly over the past 2 or 3 months.
It's like Van Morrison's Asked for Weeks to me. Have you heard that?
No.
You should. That is something you definitely should hunt down.
Van Morrison's what?
Astral Weeks.
Astral Weeks, circa when?
1970. It was his first
I love Van
solo
Morrison.
album. It was his first really legitimate solo album. He did some stuff on Bang Records, like, what was his big hit? Let Her Do That to Them? Brown Eyed Girl. Yeah, he did Brown Eyed Girl and on this like cheesy little label in New York called Bang. And there's like 2 albums worth of stuff he did for them. Not all of it good. But then he got to Warner Brothers in 1970, and the first thing he did was like this jazz. It's almost like jazz, you know? And it's phenomenal. So a lot of critics say it's the best rock album ever made, but the problem with it is it's not really rock and roll. It's far too complex in a sense. The dynamics are totally different. It's not jazz either, though, because jazz is an improvisatory medium, and it is improvisatory, or it seems that way, but it's more pop inflected. It's difficult to describe it in terms of anything else he's ever done before or since.
Was the Van Morrison album?
Yeah,
Astral Weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks as in weeks of a month.
WEEKS.
Right.
And I think a lot of it was recorded, or at least conceived, when he was living in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Is that
I think so, which gives it a special sort of resonance for me, because he's talking about, I'm trying to remember the name of one of the streets he mentions. I think it's a street in Cambridge. I'm not sure.
really?
Yeah.
We have to check that out. We also still have to look for I shamelessly say I haven't found the Love album that you recommended.
Oh, yeah, that's For Sale. That's pretty obscure. It was the one that came out right after their third record, which everybody knows about. And that's another jazzy sort of.
You have a good night, Sally.
What's that third Love album called? The famous one. There is Love, and then there was the second Love album. Oh, it has some weird title. All the songs are
Isn't that guy who played Lucifer in Kenneth Anger film, and then he went crazy and started killing people?
Arthur Lee? No, but one of the band members did murder somebody.
It was the lead singer. He had a long name.
No, Arthur Lee. I think you're thinking of someone totally different. I could be wrong. Gee, I should remember the name of that damn record now. The third one is even better than the fourth one. The fourth one only has one really good song. Why the hell not? You don't want me to steal your image?
I just don't feel like being
Alright, leave it alone.
You've had that running the whole time we've been having that conversation.
Yeah, I'm trying to fill out the rest of the tape, boss. It's an obnoxious habit, referring to people as boss. It's like
the whole thing with the, what was Sally talking about again?
Oh, I don't know.
when you guys you ruined her moment.
You blew her off.
Well, we had to ruin her moment, or she would have ruined all of our moments. No 2 ways about it.
I think you gotta use that line, Francis.
I wanted to say, I wanted to know whether or not, this cult that she's in, does that, dictate that she has to wear that thing on her head, the headband?
Yeah, I was wondering, maybe it's just her skull is becoming separated from its mooring and she's tightening it up or something. I don't know. No, I honestly thought that she, it was a therapeutic thing that she had to wear as a medical condition.
Well, it had a little hook that kept her glasses from slipping down her nose. Did you notice that?
Well, you're talking to a guy who wears a dress and a mask. I mean,
Hey,
I can't afford to be intolerant.
You should have seen me at the Kirkland on Thursday night, honey.
You were at the Kirkland?
Yeah,
You guys
not
were at the
Ridlock.
Kirkland?
Not Ridlock, but I was in Son of Lucy playing bass with them for a few months. I was wearing a see-through skirt and a halter top and my famous Yakford
I guess I
bolero
broke
jacket.
the ice there. I mean, I've been banned from the precincts of the Kirkland.
Great, you see, that's great. We were banned there. We were banned at TT's.
Really?
Yeah, for
Band, it's pretty hard.
red lace
Is it
panties.
dissolving?
That's hard to do.
During a lecture.
Getting banned from the Middle East, though,
We
is
didn't.
perhaps the highlight of anyone's career. And it's only happened to a couple of bands.
And who
Oh,
are
God. One of them, they ran naked.
You know what? Well, it'll
They
be what
stripped.
Who?
Oh, geez, I don't remember. I don't even think they're around anymore. And Keith Bernice was barred from, on my insistence, since he has violent tendencies, which...
Barred from TV?
No, barred from the Middle East. He has a grudge against me. Kenny Highland had a big event at the Kirkland on St. Patrick's Day last year, and I was invited back, and I was going to go, but then I got really sick that day, and I couldn't. I was so sick that I went to the drugstore and I was fainted and got in the truck and drove back home instead of going up there. And Keith Bernice said, "Oh, he was afraid to face me. That's why he didn't show up." It's like, yeah, and it's like, well, that was one upside of not appearing.
The upshot is that I
You know, what's really weird is sometimes a person can become so hated by certain people that other people will proclaim that they love them because they want to fuck up the people who say they hate them. They want to teach a lesson to them or something.
I'm gonna learn them one or two.
I can't imagine that that's the case in this instance, but I also can't imagine why anybody would like say that his song was like the song of the month. But the thing with him and me is he used to be at the open mic every week. Every week. Sometimes he'd be the only guy
On
there.
Saturday afternoons?
I did the Wednesday night one.
Okay.
Back when that was going on. And he did the Saturday ones too. In fact, we even did a show together one time. We even collaborated. And, we were big buddies and stuff, but then it started turning sour. Terribly, terribly sour. We wanted to copy everything he'd ever done. I told him I didn't have the time.
Thanks, Nick.
So yeah, real pissed.
Thank you.
No.
Take care, my
See you
friend.
again.
Well, I mean,
Look forward to it. I like your coat.
what's your name? I forgot.
Julie.
Julie.
Yeah.
Julie, what?
On your building tour, this is your pre-erected condom.
I couldn't go. Don't you see how vulgar that would have been? Of course, a man,
Yeah, but you did say something about a whale.
a whale penis, but that's acceptable. You know, I mean, that's
Julie.
art, right? Julie, what's your last name?
Yanakakis?
Francis DiMenno.
Francis what?
DiMenno,
DiMenno. Chodź tu. Do you speak?
I don't speak Polish. All I know is narrow on Polish.
Let's be Polish together. Should we leave?
A little bit.
Just helping out the
My uncle
viewers at home. Thanks.
I'm pretty good at holding court here.
I got a communication. I also have a Lithuanian accent.
Really?
That's good. I remember your name. Easy for you to remember my name, I guess. Yeah.
Too fastball.
You know the chicken dance?
Yeah.
And then they used to have four chickens and then it was on and it was wild.
It's Serbian.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Serbian?
Cool. Crash.
Was it exclusive?
Yeah. A bunch of Serbs, you know. Serbian with love.
Who has the time, dude? Hello. Hi. That's true. What he says is true.
What are the boys and girls? We hope you like that show.
You know about cars?
Actually, I'm mentioning clean.
Oh, real cool stuff. You know, real
Is that recently?
She got back. So much story, but they gave her like shock treatments. But she's back. She came home and she's like almost just like the regular way she was before.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. How long was she there?
About like maybe a month and a half, something. Not, you know. But I mean,
Is that a hard time
not
for
that
you guys?
not that I agreed with the therapy. Not that I agreed with it. But
It's kind of a blunt
it's kind of a funny thing to talk about. But I mean, in fact, even the people there, not that they even, like you mentioned, not that they even gave her therapy. They seem to just watch you.
Yeah, man. It's
You know, or you had a group session, they didn't go into it in depth.
It's very
But I think she was like in some pain about something. I think after she forgot about it after she had the shark treatment.
Really?
Interesting.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but she seems to be doing good, so that's all that counts. Like if she changed her reality,
It pulled her out of whatever, like,
she's in her positive reality anyway, so. But I mean, that just, no, because that struck a chord there because you mentioned it in the song.
Yeah. I have another song that's about Sylvia Plath. Receiving electroshock therapy there,
Yeah.
novel she wrote, the Bell Jar. A song called Electrode.
Sylvia was no, which one?
Sylvia Plath, the poet who stuck her head in an oven like in the 60s sometime. She had a nervous breakdown and she wrote about it when she was sent to the Plains Hospital.
She went to Wellesley, didn't she?
Yes, I think so.
Or Sarah Lawrence, one of those.
One of those all. It wasn't Smith. It wasn't Smith, right?
Yeah, it was Smith, you're right. Hey, what was that song you did on the tape that,
So what
the
happened?
one with the John Fahey guitarist, I forget.
What was it?
That song you did on your tape with the guitar, the acoustic guitar intro?
Damn.
That's a wonderful song.
You like that one?
Yes, I interrupted you.
That's okay. It's got this 6/8 feeling. You know, the inspiration for that is from a Void song.
Oh,
A song called Ship in the Bottle, which was basically the same, like, rhythm. Dun, 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 dun. But Mark, who wrote the Ship in the Bottle, his song had like this, I was a sailor in old New England town. And the lead guitar would be like,
Yeah.
now I was a sailor on. And so my song, Damp, was about a sailor, but from the point of view of someone who had fallen in love with a sailor and had gotten their heart broken and had learned, like, you know, like wonderful lessons about, like, something, I don't know, about love, getting your heart broken, you
I
know.
would love for you guys to do Roadside again.
Oh, God, what a tune.
Yeah.
That was
That you?
Mark?
Yeah.
Of course he would.
You should do it.
What? Yeah, I got that. What?
I said nobody else is doing this on, so I think
Oh.
probably me, yeah.
This is Silversmith
Yeah.
down in Connecticut now, supporting his family.
That is one sweet song.
I
I'm
love
gonna
it.
do the whole thing, mind you. I'm gonna do the 8-minute version.
The minute version, just the song part of it. I don't know if we could ever recreate. I don't even think Ruthbach could recreate that moment that we created in the studio with that after jam. That's pretty crazy.
Well, the part I liked was the part that went down, 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 just before the end.
It was down by Mark's deep voice, down by the roadside.
I prefer sort of morphine.
Morphine and what's that other band? Zombies? No, Crash Test Dummies. Their lead singer has a deep voice too.
They're touring. Yeah, they're touring around here.
It was down by the roadside, feeling so sick of boredom. Out in my old car, we were something in love now.
It was something from a dream a long time ago.
Something from a dream, a long time ago. Marijuana. So long ago, so fun.
Well, what's odd is that certain songs just stick in your head. And that's one of them. It's like that from time to time.
Wow, really?
Of course, when you listen to something 10 times, you're almost bound to remember it for the rest of your life. But I want to listen to it 10 times and really like it. You ought to do more with little Casio samplers. Remember that time we did that thing with Bushmaster?
Yeah, I never saw that. I'd love to check out what that scene sounded like.
I think that was
I
one of
think
the
it's
things that was one of the things that got Bill permanently pissed off at me. Because you know, there was a wedding
There's a wedding downstairs. And we're sitting there being like, and Lee's been doing great stuff. Lee Lax has been performing a lot in the Bookseller and on Ruby Slipper Mondays at the downstairs. They have like a performance art once a month downstairs at the Middle East, and he performs some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He's been working really hard, but yeah. Yeah, he was
The
great.
upstairs wasn't big enough to handle it.
Lee
To
Lax.
the downstairs.
He's great. Lee Lax is clarinet. Apparently he did like a piece that was called, what was it called? Black Plastic?
Yeah, I think so.
It was called Black Plastic. It was switch off during the story. You know, about what was it about? Like modern humanity's mythologizing of the machine or something. It's like, and all the rest of the artists on that day, they're telling me, were just like doing this kind of, you know what I mean, performance art. Like, it didn't have a lot of sense to it.
I don't remember what it's called. It's called Forever Changes.
What
The
was
third Love album. It's Forever Changes.
Wow. 15 minutes later,
Yeah.
Francis comes up with it. Your mind's still at work.
I had to. How could I forget something like that? When you hit 30, you lose about 10% of your memory.
Oh man, well at least I've got how many more months? I've got 3 more months. No.
Oh. And you know,
I've got about
I
8 more
really...
months.
What are you trying to do here?
No respect, dear. What are you people talking about?
Yeah, my wife's married. Before I had to think of my wife married, I gotta support her for you know.
Say my wife, please.
Before I met Mary, I was playing in the field. Actually, I was playing with myself in the field.
Yeah, the stuff that you did about Pittsburgh in your routine is definitely great.
I gotta do more of that.
I think you should. You see the human side of the wrong hero. The inhumans.
So, relax. That's his name. You'll see that tape someday. I know where it is.
Oh, I'd love to. I'm sure Lee would love to see
I
it.
know where they all are. I know where the void tape is.
Wow.
We might be showing that again. I'm not sure though.
See, we don't know anybody.
The band that Chris was in before this band, Rootlock, was called, well, a couple of bands back, I guess.
One band, really.
What was the band in between the Void and
The Foddermans, but it was just the
Oh, that's
Void
right.
sans a drummer.
Foddermans? Yeah, that was my short-lived career as booking agent. I booked the Foddermans.
How was each band a little different, or were they small or the same? Like,
Rootlock's radically different from either the Void or the Foddermans.
Yeah, because it's about
Rootlock sounds like 3 permutations when they started.
It's just kind of neat.
Yeah, well, it's like Love, man. They went through at least 3
what's the
permutations.
voice like then?
The Void was more inspired from early Pink Floyd and Velvet Underground, very garagey, very 60s, very experimental in the good sense of psychedelic and experimental, you know.
Yeah.
We used to cover Pink Floyd's Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun. Do you know that?
Yeah. I saw it. What's it? That constant. Long time. A while back.
Pink Floyd?
They have released.
That's cool.
Mark used to take the lead singer of that band, he played a 12-string electric guitar,
Yeah.
and during this, he used to have he was balding on top, so it was just stringy blonde hair, and it was long, and he looked like a riff-raff from Rocky Horror Picture Show,
Yeah.
and he would just get this glass lens that was fit in the palm of your hand, and just kind of run it down the strings ever so slowly, you know what I mean, during the solo with his wall pedal, and just go, wow, wow, it was great. It was fun.
We do different things like this too. We think it's a different. You get to issues.
Rootlock is more my songwriting. I was the lead guitarist in that band, so I didn't get to sing as much. I've only developed my voice over the past few years. So my voice. So I sing about my stuff, and Mark sing about his stuff.
Why not?
I heard this thing in the New Yorker. It was the latest issue, and it's a parody of Mark Chapman. And it's about this guy who decided to kill Ringo after hearing the way he sings the word town in the first verse of Yellow Submarine. Town. Here you go. You ever hear of Paralubu?
Sure.
Yeah.
He's
saw
on
them.
the
Oh, you wrote this song for me?
Yeah.
Did you see Caribou?
Yeah, we saw them once when they opened for the Pixies.
Oh.
5 years ago.
That was the new Paralubu.
The new Peru.
Yes.
But I've heard some old Peru.
Oh, like Dump Housing?
I don't know what it was. Something Mike Knobloch. Friend is on tour, sure.
Right.
Drummer from said Void band.
Well, I don't know. I know your budget's probably restricted.
That'll be the,
I know some people in Distiggers. We'll see if we can take a couple of people into the back room and get a couple of CDs out of it.
Steve, you might know this. Which Peru album is one that has Ashtray Heart? Too bad.
Dub Housing sounds really familiar.
That's probably the one. It was their second full album. The first, they did an EP called Data Panic in the year 2000, which has Heart of Darkness and Cloud 59. That was back, and that was back when there was this brilliant rock critic who was their lead singer. And he committed suicide. He committed suicide, and the band was never quite the same. Yes, but there were 2 songs. Lester Bangs? Not Lester Bangs. What's his name? He had a band called Rocket from the Tubes. It was based in Cleveland. I think that's where Rocket from the Crypt gets their name.
Thanks a lot for writing these out, Francis, because you know I would have forgotten them. You know that I would have just like spaced. So I will look for them and I will look around.
Especially when I'm trying to ask you. So that's the one you're talking.
That's the one that you were thinking of that reminded you of Refrigerator Door?
No. Yes, the beginning of Refrigerator Door. As long as we're doing a shopping list. Have you heard any Zombies albums?
No. I don't listen to anything but Root Pop.
Well, I'm not suggesting you.
But I'm eager to hear other things. It's just that people don't take the time to turn me on to other stuff.
Gee, I can make you copies of all this stuff. If I had the time.
He's so busy. So, is it true? We share the same birthday?
You were born on January 2nd.
This time what?
1967?
1968.
You're a mere child. When was your January
2nd.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the tweet had with Mark, actually, when he moved, gave us this pretty stackable noises, and one of them started what was a false thing.
It was an article about, what was the band?
Oh, wow. That's how I found that out.
What was the name of that fucking band? The band that Rick was in.
Wow.
Alice, this is Sally.
Are you on California?
Rick Shaw. Miranda Warning.
Oh, yeah.
And it's called January 2nd. It was my birthday.
1987. And I turned 30.
Oh, really? I said that? Oh, man.
I know. Can you believe you put that in print? Foolish person.
What do they all want?
10 years later, people are reading that.
Lucille Ball, Isaac Asimov, and probably Elijah Muhammad.
In that room.
Really?
Yeah.
You're so tall.
I
Wow.
know Lucy and
People like some more to drink. Soft drinks. I was downstairs. Some people who were leaving. I was while it was being
That's
we
sure.
got
Still be.
performance comedy show where
How much
dressed in a real nice outfit. This is a comedian that you missed. His name is Francis DiMenno.
Waiting to die. Waiting to die. Waiting to die. Waiting to die.
That is Deb. She is the manager of the band. That's Chris, who is the
What's your name?
singer and guitarist.
Alice. I didn't catch your name, my friend.
She was here last time.
I think it's Steve.
Steve? You're Steve?
Yep.
Steve, okay.
That's the same as his name.
That's how I remember.
There's something about pirates in the New York books.
Do you have ice cubes for it?
Something to eat, no?
Do you have ice cubes for it?
Yeah, the heyday of pirates. And pirates were not good guys, number one. And also, pirates, there were a definite time period, and after which there weren't really any more pirates. Like around, the great exploration period from like 1650, ending at about 1815. After that, the pirate thing was only revived by Robert Louis Stevenson at the end of the 19th century.
Right.
With Long John Silver. That's where that quote about the parrot, like, "Arr, this is Mr. Flint. He's been a report from Madagascar to New Providence. And people used to like divide it into
Videotape
separate
crazy, I guess.
parts. That's where 2 bits comes from. A quarter is 2 bits because 2 bits was 2/8 of a dollar and 25 cents, 1/4 of a dollar. You know, shaving a haircut, 2 bits, and that, you know, you ever hear that song Cloudburst by, no. It's not real great. Cloudburst?
I know.
It's that singing jazz group.
It's okay.
Martini Rossi and something like that.
Oh, this is great.
You know,
You're gonna fill our life with. We're enriched now for the next like 18 months.
yes.
Well, I'll be alright.
They were like,
Just do your ass.
in the late
Dick
40s,
stickers are us.
they were like,
Putting it.
Martini Ross or something. The Swingle Singers. They later became the Swingle Singers.
Also, I just came up.
Did you all?
3 of them?
Yeah, it was.
They
Yeah.
only had 2 names? I don't remember.
No, I think they had 3. And this is before they were the Swingle Singers. It was pre.
Or your first one.
Yeah.
Man, they should pick their brains as much as you need to.
Oh,
Yeah. Do you play? Actually, I manage them, and yeah, they play about that many
That stuff's very good.
Oh, thank you.
What's the name?
Fine, that's what it's water.
Root one? Yes. R-O-U-T. Yeah. You missed that. There's a little story about it. But it's yeah, it's a breathing yoga exercise. Oh,
A long story, yeah.
They call them yogis because they practice yoga.
no, it's not.
Isn't that odd though? I mean, you know, if I practice adultery, am I an adulterite? Well, they call them yogis because they practice yoga. And it's like a unique concept, adding an I to something. It denotes that you practice that.
Yeah.
I'm a burglar because I practice burglary. No.
Well, it could be that the customs are different in different languages.
Yes, that's it. It's Hindi.
There you go.
Hindi and Italian seem to have a lot of things in common. I don't know why. It just occurs to me. I'm thinking of banditti. See, my head's all full of this stuff about pirates. There's a difference between a privateer, a pirate, and a corsair. A privateer is licensed to be a pirate by whatever country is like funding them. A pirate is just some crook on the high seas, and a corsair is based in the Mediterranean. Like, and they're basically Muslims who are like robbing Christians, and their kingdoms permit this.
Licensed to hire out.
They're non-believers.
Yeah. How well goes it?
Tan their hides.
Well, Christianity would permit it in reverse as well.
Take them to task.
The Christians could really, freely move Muslims
Yes.
with the benediction of the church.
The benediction of the Benedictines. Well, I don't think the Franciscans would put up with that guff, but the Benedictines definitely would. And the Jesuits would figure out some way to rationalize it. Because the Benedictines were jolly old souls.
Is that the ammo?
I've never seen a Benedictine that weighed less than 250 pounds. See, I went to a boarding school run by Benedictine monks.
Really?
Yes.
So a border?
I was a boarder.
For how many
I was
years?
borderline.
You always have been. But what?
4 years.
4 years? High school?
Yeah. I got a scholarship. Is that where you prepped?
He was a
That's how I know about this sort of thing, because that's where I prepped. It is called Portsmouth Abbey. Not as prestigious as Groton, actually. Yeah. But it was a kind of Catholic get out. It's where William F. Buckley was sending his nephew or something.
the first time I heard about run is high. In other
You
words,
had been ever
he was
since?
athletic, go out and run.
It's been in my wild ways.
All that, the time when
Nevertheless.
to go on, that was.
See, if I had been like born 10 years sooner, I would have said, oh, these hippies, this
Yeah,
hippie
so,
stuff's a lot of
wow.
guff. And, you know, I'd be like a depression kind of guy, like, say, you know.
Say that. No, say, is your hair didn't come along? Say.
Turn that damn noise off, but it's the Beatles. Turn it off, I say.
Say, you can't tell the boys from the girls.
Interesting.
Yeah, what about the days when men were men and women were
No
women?
comment on the thing about your boyfriend as a priest. Isn't that
It's
interesting?
all manner of things.
Right, a lot of girls do that, their boyfriends are priests.
A lot of priests have girlfriends that are nuns.
Really? Well, I'm Jewish, and I once went out with a priest from Stonehill College 20 years ago. He was a Jesuit. He was a Jesuit priest. I don't know if he's still there. And I said, why do you want to go out with me? He said, well, I can't go out with the girls at the school.
Well, you know, again, Jesuit, supreme rationalizing.
He said that the only time he felt close to God was when he was running. That was the first time I heard about run is high. That he would go out and jog, and then he would get this feeling, and he said, that's when I feel.
Endorphins, like heroin. As addictive.
That's some good shit, man.
It penetrates the blood-brain barrier 10 times more effectively than ordinary morphine.
And they're both harder than these.
But you know, I had someone tell me that junkies prefer morphine, which I find kind of hard to believe. Maybe because it's pharmaceutical and it's pure, whereas heroin is like cut with what is this stuff that they cut it with? Blood sugar?
I don't know.
Milk sugar. Who's ever heard of milk sugar outside of a conversation about junkies?
Lactose.
Yeah, lactose. Who uses lactose besides junkies to cut heroin? It's just one of those little mysteries of life. I mean, why couldn't they think of something else to cut it with? Why milk sugar? It's like they feed it to babies and they put it in heroin. It's so tragic. So upsetting.
Where does it come from? Is that how they make lactate milk without the lactose? They take the sugar out of it?
Yeah.
I wonder.
Yes.
I never knew that.
I'm no chemist. Oh, we gotta have that lactate stuff for people who are
Yeah.
lactose intolerant.
Right.
So that must be where the milk sugar came from. It must come from that milk. It's that lactate milk where they take
They
the...
can't do
Any
it.
special pure heroin for people who are junkies who are lactose intolerant?
There you go. Now we're talking. Michael Dukakis invited Jesse Jackson over to his house for the 4th of July in 1988 when he was running for president. But he didn't realize that Jesse was lactose intolerant and offered him ice cream. Faux pas. And Jesse was kind of anemic in his support for Michael Dukakis. On such things, a whole presidential election can hinge. Because basically, George Bush was like a fish out of water. He shouldn't have won that election. It was only because of his advisors that he was able to win. And then Clinton, and when he came up against a real campaigner like Bill Clinton, he just didn't. Also, Lee Atwater wasn't around.
It was the fact that Dukakis just didn't realize that he had to fight back more harshly than he did. He just didn't have a good political sense as to what you have to do in a fight.
Too idealistic.
Well, that's one way of putting it.
He's a short man, too. That was the other thing. If he wore elevator shoes, he might have stood a chance.
Well, someone said that the taller candidate has always won the election.
Yeah, I think that's true. Lloyd Benson, on the other hand, it was like Mutt and Jeff, you know, little shrimpy Dukakis, long, tall Lloyd Benson.
Well, he was a Texan. You have to expect him to be tall.
Rangy and raw bone. Whenever you talk about a Texan, there's two words always come up in. Except for Ross Perot. The exception that proves the rule.
He has a big mouth
Or
though.
Barbara Jordan. Who? Ross Perot?
Yeah.
He talks Texan. He talks big. He should have got some other candidate. He should have gotten Michael J. Fox as his vice president. Then the contrast would have been quite so out there. You know what really occurs to me is that Boris Yeltsin is perfect for the Russian premier now that Bill Clinton's president because their hair is both the same kind of consistency. You know, sort of like cotton candy or something. And if they rub their heads together, they like stick together like Velcro to surgically remove their heads. Well, why do Russians always have names like Boris?
You think that's a boring name?
Not boring exactly. It's like, it reminds me of boric acid and cockroaches and eye drops and things like it. Dancing to Tarantella.
Is she right in the hot seat?
She's in the hot seat.
You want to sing?
No, the viewfinder is a video camera.
That's what I'm talking
It'd be kind of hard to see with that. Yeah, that's been my curse all night here on movie. This plant's dead anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not harming him.
You know, Coca-Cola didn't have real Coke in it originally.
Why not?
And that's why it was called Coca-Cola. If you went into a drugstore in
How
1895,
do